Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, going to do the what's next on undefeated WBC super featherweight champion Oscar Valdez following his controversial 12-round unanimous decision over previously undefeated Robson Conciso. Now, I say controversial because I don't have a problem with Valdez winning the fight. But it was closer than what the judges scored it. I thought it was way too wide. Conciso really beat Valdez up. Valdez's face was beat up. He hit him with a lot of very clean shots. Valdez did outwork Conciso in the second half of the fight, but the first half of the fight, I felt Conciso was dominating boxing-wise, and I really felt like that fight should have been scored a hell of a lot closer than it was. So I say controversial because of that, but also because Conciso kind of came out of nowhere. And, you know, even though he was a very established amateur and Olympian, he kind of came out of nowhere and, you know, hadn't really beaten anybody significant prior to Valdez. And Valdez coming off of that huge win over Burchell. And also, excuse me, I'm going to say this, but considering the fact that Valdez tested positive for PEDs, you know, he had a lot to prove. He had a hell of a lot to prove heading into this fight, and I don't think he performed that well. I think he might have been overlooking Conciso, or Conciso is just that good. Now, with the revamping of my top 10, which is happening soon, especially before my end of the year top 10s, I got a couple guys dropping out anyway. Gervonta Davis has dropped out, and you know, so has Tevin Farmer. So Conciso really proved himself. Valdez, though, I'm going to run him through the top 10 and see what's possibly next for him. He says he wants the winner of Herring and Shakur Stevenson, but we will see. So let's run through the top 10 and see what's next for Oscar Valdez, possibly. So he's number one. Number two, technically now I got Miguel Burchell at number 2. Is a rematch possible next? I don't think so. Burchell, we don't know when he's coming back, and he has made it, you know, he has said that he's likely coming back at 135. He was always a very good size junior lightweight anyways at 130. I think it's possible he fight at, most likely he's coming back at lightweight, unless he wants to make a serious run, which I wouldn't be surprised either, but I don't think he's going to fight Valdez next is the point. Number 3 would be Jamel Herring, the WBO champion. Possible if Herring were to beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think he's going to beat Stevenson, but it is possible if he beats him that he fights Valdez next. Both top-ranked guys, it makes a lot of sense. Number 4 is the undefeated former world title challenger, Shavkat Rakhimov. I don't see it. Rakhimov is going to be, he's likely still going to be fighting Kenichi Ogawa next for the vacant IBF world title, but that fight was supposed to happen already, and it still has not been scheduled and happened. So just waiting around for it, but it's likely he's going to fight for the end of the year against him. You never know, maybe after he wins, or, you know, granted that Rakhimov wins, I think it's possible, but I really think it's more likely that Valdez is going to go after the Herring and Stevenson winner, considering he's still calling them out, so we'll see. Number 5 is Shakur Stevenson, the former the undefeated former featherweight champion. Well, Stevenson's fighting Jamel Herring next. I think he's going to beat Herring clean, and then that sets up the showdown that Valdez has been calling for. So if Valdez really wants that fight, he can prove that by signing on the dotted line against Shakur Stevenson next, because for me, unless Stevenson completely overlooks Jamel Herring, I think Stevenson's going to win convincingly and be a 2-division champ, setting up a huge unification bout between 2 undefeated fighters in Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. So I think this is most likely what's next for Oscar Valdez right here is Shakur Stevenson, if he truly wants that fight. Now, after that, you know, Leo Santa Cruz is technically still ranked for me at 100 and at 130 pounds, even though he's made it known that he's most likely moving back down to 126 where he has a world title, and he's actually being mandated to fight the winner of Lee Wood and Michael Conlon. to declare one true champion at 126 pounds. I think that's the direction he's going in. I don't think Santa Cruz wants anything to do with Valdez right now anyways. Plus, Top Rank working with the PBC, not likely to happen under those circumstances, so I'm not seeing this one. Then you got the WBA champion, Roger Gutierrez. Not likely, even though I'd love to see the fight, but I say not likely because the WBA has already ordered Gutierrez to fight undefeated interim champion Chris Colbert next. That fight's about to go to purse bid, so it doesn't look likely that Valdez and Gutierrez can get together. Next up, and this is just throwing it out there, Rene Alvarado, the former champion. He's coming off back-to-back losses now to Roger Gutierrez. I wouldn't completely rule it out because he is a former champ. That Valdez has stayed busy, but if Valdez wants a big fight, then he needs to do better than Rene Alvarado. Sorry to say, he just does. And there's more makeable fights anyways for Valdez, with Top Rank. Alvarado's not with Top Rank, but we'll see. And then Robinson Conceição. I don't see it, but I would love to see it. I just don't think it's going to happen. Chris Colbert's out there also. He's lined up to fight Gutierrez. So for me, I really believe Valdez is going to fight Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated WBO champion, next, once Stevenson claims the belt next month in October. But you never know. There's other options. If Herring wins, Herring would be the likely option for Valdez next. But we'll see if Valdez runs from Stevenson again or runs from Herring. You never know. So that's it. That's the what's next on the undefeated WBC super featherweight champion Oscar Valdez. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.